Hi everyone, I'm Nathan from the ebook reader blog. For this video, I wanted to do a comparison between the Kindle Scribe and the Onyx Tab Ultra C. So they're kind of on two opposite ends of the spectrum. The Kindle Scribe's kind of basic. It's got the black and white screen. Tab Ultra is more advanced. It's got the color e-ink screen. So as you can see in the video, the Kindle Scribe's got a bigger overall size, but I find it actually more comfortable to hold. It's got the metal back and it's got the rubber feet to keep it from sliding around on the desk, USB-C port, power button both on the side there, and it's got the rotation sensor that'll flip the screen around when you're switching it. So the Tab Ultra, so it's got a lot more storage space. It's got the octa-core CPU. It's got the flush screen as well. Also has a metal back, and then it has the camera on the back, so that's definitely one big difference, having the camera to scan documents. It also has dual mics, dual speakers here on the sides. That's actually a connector for the magnetic cover, and then it's also got USB-C port, sports OTG. It's also got a micro SD card slot, and a monstrous amount of storage space with 128 gigabytes. Got a fingerprint reader on the power button as well. So you got more advanced stuff with the Tab Ultra. It's a little bit thicker than the Scribe, like I said. Scribe's got the rounded edges, just a little bit more comfortable hold. It's also lighter than the Tab Ultra. Tab Ultra has a huge battery, so it's a little bit heavier. Stylus, their styluses are very similar. They got the eraser on the end. They're like interchangeable, but I got the premium stylus with the Scribe here. It's got the button, so the Onyx one does not have a button. So I already talked about these two devices a lot in the screen comparison review, so I'm not going to talk a whole lot about the screen differences. You can check out the screen comparison for that. So the Scribe has 300 ppi black and white screen, and then the Tab Ultra has the 300 ppi screen as well, but it's only 150 ppi for color. When it comes to reading regular black and white text, the color screens, they're not quite as good as regular black and white screens. They have like a darker color to them because of the color filter that's on top of the screen. Not as much light can pass through. So as you can see, background color is going to be a lot darker on the color e-ink screen than it is on a standard e-ink screen. I'll go ahead and turn off the front lights here so you can get a better judge of the lighting, the way the screens look like in like general lighting. So yeah, that's basically the biggest difference that comes down to the color ink and the black and white ink is just sort of how it looks when it comes to regular text. And then the colors kind of has a bit more ghosting as well, but they both have the adjustable front light color, so you can have the orange light for night reading. One difference with the Kindle is it has the auto brightness sensor. The Boox does not have an auto brightness sensor, so you have to adjust it manually. You can also swipe up and down the sides of the screen to adjust it on the Boox. So another thing with the Kindle Scribe is that it supports dark mode officially. You got an option for it up in the settings menu, so you can invert the screen with white text on a black background. For some reason, Boox devices don't have this feature, and they never have. I don't know, most devices do these days, and Boox has tons of features, but they never had dark mode. But you can use dark themes in apps. So this is the Kindle app, and when I switched it to the dark mode, you couldn't see the text at all, and I was wondering at first what the deal was. It's because I had the contrast maxed out to make the text darker in regular mode, so you couldn't see anything. It was kind of weird. And sometimes you'll come across that with Android apps on ink where you just like can't see the menus or something just because they're not designed for ink. But you can sort of adjust with all these different settings in here. You have different refresh settings and optimized settings to make the text appear different. So you might be able to work with something here, but it's going to work a lot better on a device that actually supports dark mode like the Kindle Scribe or the Kobo Ellipse 2e. So the Kindle interface, it's a lot more basic. You have your home screen, you have your library, and then you have your notebooks, and that's pretty much it. So with the Onyx device, it runs Android. You can install different launchers if you wanted to, and this is the standard launcher. You can use widgets and stuff like that. You got the Android OS, so it's a lot more customizable, a lot more user friendly in the regard that you can change stuff up however you want it. There's also just a lot more features and settings to mess with. So it has the rotation sensor as well. You can adjust it manually. Over here on the quick settings, you got a whole bunch of different things. You got screen recorder, you got screenshots, you got split view. So there's a lot of different things you can do with the Android operating system on the Boox that you can't do with the Kindle. And then you've also got some other settings over here on the next page. So you can also, turn off Do Not Disturb. You got the navigation bar for navigation. You can use gestures to navigate, or you can have a menu bar on here to navigate. There's a whole bunch of different options. And of course, you got your book drawer, your book layout library here. And then you've got the notebook app on here. So you have some of the same things as the Kindle, of course. There's a lot of overlapping features between these two devices. But the Kindle, it's just more basic overall in the number of features you have, but it does things better. Like it loads books faster. It turns page faster. It's more optimized for ink, is what I'm saying. So the Boox, it has that fancy octa-core processor and 4 GB RAM, but still the Kindle, it's faster to like turn pages. It's faster to open books. So it's faster to like open the dictionary. So, I mean, it's just sort of a trade-off of what you want and what you need on a device. But yeah, you might think that the Onyx has got, with the far superior specs, is just going to be blazing fast. And it is a lot faster than the Kindle for certain things like web browsing. I'll show that a bit later. But for regular reading, I still think the Kindle's got the edge on these Android devices. I've always kind of felt that way. Same with like Kobo's, the actual reading experience. But you do have some additional features like on the ebook app with the Boox. You can write directly on ebooks. So with the Kindle, you do the sticky notes. With ebooks, you can write directly on PDFs, but with ebooks, you have these sticky notes that get attached to points on the page. Where the Onyx, you can write directly on the page anywhere with an ebook. But of course, the Onyx doesn't support DRM'd ebooks, so that's a huge limitation. If you want to read DRM'd ebooks on the Boox, you got to use an app, like a Kindle app and a Kobo app, and they aren't designed for this. So, I mean, there's always some drawback somewhere. But you got a lot more features with the ebook app on Onyx's devices. You got the multicolored highlights, and you're going to have the multicolored pens, and you got some different options for like shapes and stuff like that. So, I mean, the Kindle is more basic when it comes to the ebook aspect, just by the simple fact that, you can only write with the sticky notes. You don't have the different colors, and you don't have the different, like the Onyx has all these different types of lines, and like here on the Kindle app, you can use the different colored highlights and stuff like that. So, I mean, there are some advantages with the color ink screen. Onyx's app also has a lot more features, like you have the tabbed browsing where you can have up to 4 documents open at once. You can just jump back and forth between them up here using the tabs, and there's a whole ton of different features as far as like customizing the layout. Same with PDFs, you got a whole bunch of features with PDFs that you don't have with Kindles. So the Kindle PDF reader is pretty good since they did the update, but I mean, you don't have any margin adjustments. Like the margins inexplicably make the margins larger instead of smaller, where you have all kinds of cropping options on the Onyx. You can set it up to like follow multi-column. So if you have like a 2-column PDF, you can set up the tap zone. So every time you turn the page, it'll follow the column. Kindles don't have anything like that. They don't have any kind of reflow on board or anything. So yeah, you do have a ton of features when it comes to the Onyx. Their PDF app is especially good. And then of course you got the writing features with the PDF app as well. So you got all the different colored pens, and you got the different brush types. So you do have some more features as far as PDF reading goes, but the Kindle, you can write on PDFs as well. And then you just have these different pens and the different line sizes. One thing I like about Onyx is that I've always done with this eraser is that it has the stroke eraser. So if you erase one part of the line, it'll erase the full line, where the Kindles, it's a lot more literal, and you have to like manually erase it or just do the full page erase or whatever. So another really cool feature with Boox devices is the ability to use split screen. So you can have a book open in one side of the screen and have like a note app open on the other side of the screen. You could have like the text note app or the handwritten note app. You can also have a different document open on the other side at the same time. So if you wanted to have 2 documents open side by side, one note, one document, you have those options as well. So obviously Kindle doesn't have anything remotely close to that. There is no split view in any shape or form. You got landscape mode. That's pretty much it. But yeah, that's definitely opens up a lot more possibilities. So I wanted to show the web browser real quick. Like Kindles, their web browser, they're like terrible, absolutely terrible. I've been that way for a long time. They're basically unusable. They just crash all the time. Stuff doesn't look right. It's just scrolling is painful. If you want to use the web browser, a Boox device, I mean, they're just way, way better. Especially these Tab Ultra devices. They got the GPU with the accelerated, like smoother refresh, the smoother scrolling, so you can just scroll down the page. There's different refresh settings, but I mean, Kindle, you scroll, it's just super wonky. And even Wikipedia, it's like they don't even lay out Wikipedia right. It's got these ridiculously huge margins. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's not usable on the Kindle as far as I'm concerned. I tried using it before on some other website, and it just crashes constantly. Wikipedia does work, but you're gonna have a lot of patience of scrolling and zooming, trying to get it fit to the page right, where Onyx devices, it just works how it should. Has a real web browser with tabbed browsing and, real features like a normal tablet would have. So yeah, that's the one thing where Onyx devices in general, they majorly excel at. There's also the, if you scroll up from the bottom of the screen, the option to use the recent apps list, so you can jump between your apps that way. When it comes to writing responsiveness, I don't really notice much of a difference. They're both really quick, but the screen, I don't know, it just the Kindle Scribe has a little bit better writing feel for whatever reason. Like the screen just feels a little bit more natural, a little bit slicker on the Tab Ultra, but the Tab Ultra, you got a ton more features on Onyx's Note app here. Of course, you got the multicolors, you got the different brushes here. So the Kindle's got a few brushes there I got shown open as well. But ultimately, the Tab Ultra just has a lot more features, a lot more settings to mess with here. You can also have the AI on both of them. So like the Kindle will convert text now to type text, but it's only like on export, where the Onyx devices, you can get it on the device. It also has the option to insert pictures, recordings. You can turn off the touch screen for hand touch if you want to, kind of, minimize issues. You got different layers on the Note app as well, so you can, that would help a lot for artist drawings and stuff like that. Kindle, a lot more basic. You got like this multi-page view here where you can add and like move pages around. Onyx basically has the exact same thing. And then you got the different templates. They both have a good like selection of templates, but with the Onyx device, you can add your own templates, where the Kindle you cannot. So yeah, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail with these Note apps. You can check the main reviews if you want to see more. But yeah, what I'm getting at is the Tab Ultra does have a ton more features. The writing responsiveness is very similar, but the Kindle Scribe just has a little bit better writing feel. Tab Ultra also has that camera for scanning documents. You can scan those and get OCR. I don't know why it has the app upside down. You'll encounter weird stuff on Android with Onyx devices like that sometimes. You got the Play Store on board though, so you can install apps from there. It does seem to work well. It's not like a hack like it is on other Onyx devices. You just sign in, it works. Don't have to do any weird things, weird configuring. And then you got your, I showed that earlier, the book drawer for the Onyx library, the Neo Reader. So stuff with color, your comics and web browsing is obviously going to be a lot better on the Tab Ultra with the color e-ink screen than it is on the black and white screens. But, it just kind of comes down to what you need, what your use cases are. For me, like the ebook reading experience is much better on the Kindle Scribe. Sure, it's a lot more basic, but it's just like more optimized. Everything works as it should. There's obviously support for, you got the Kindle Store right on board. You don't have to use some wonky app that's all glitchy and turns pages weird. I know I wish they had like better margin adjustment settings. Like the margins are as small as they get on the Scribe right now. It's as tight as you can get the words to the edge of the screen. With Onyx's Neo Reader app, you got a lot more control over the layout and all that kind of stuff. We're a little bit more limited with the Kindle. You just have a few settings here. So, it just, like I said, comes down to what you need. Still think regular black and white e-readers are better for regular e-reading, regular e-books. And like the Kindle Scribe, you can get it on sale for literally half the price of the Tab Ultra. So, it just kind of comes down to what you need, if you want color or not. I'm still not sure if Amazon's ever going to release a color e-ink e-reader. But, the tech is definitely getting better. This is definitely the best color e-ink screen I've seen yet on the Tab Ultra C. So, definitely been a lot of improvements. You got text-to-speech on the Onyx's software as well. So that's one thing Kindles don't have. They have this voice view thing that'll read the screen. They don't have like the traditional text-to-speech anymore. But that's just kind of a look at the general differences between the Kindle Scribe and the Onyx Tab Ultra C. There's also the regular black and white Tab Ultra. It's got a 227 ppi screen, but otherwise it's exactly the same as this one. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Check out the main review of the Kindle Scribe and the main review of the Tab Ultra C if you'd like to see them more in depth. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.